What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Quick Review Wednesday. I know it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, but today we're here to talk about the new Daiwa Lexa TW 400 series. Alright guys, I waited forever for this reel. I am very happy that I did. First of all, I got this beautiful custom-made rod given to me by Angel of Angel Rods. We can leave him linked down below if you guys want, but he built this custom rod, gave it to me, and I wanted to pair it up with something nice that I could use going for fluke and for tog. I'm also going to be using this reel for many different things. This reel itself can actually handle bluefin tuna. I was just watching a video of a gentleman that actually works with Daiwa, and he was catching 130-pound bluefin on this reel. You can use this thing for slow pitch jigging. You can cast big swim baits with it, and that is what it is known for. So if I want, I can take this line off of this spool, because this is only 20-pound test, and I can spool it up with some higher test line and actually target tuna or target largemouth with big swim baits. This thing is super versatile, and I'm stoked for that, because this thing can be used year-round. We can use it to jig for cod even. I mean, the power handle on this thing is great. It has a whopping 28.7 pounds of drag, and the star drag on this thing is super smooth, drag smooth. If you guys haven't heard of the T-Wing, this here is the T-Wing here. This allows you to cast further, because when you click it into gear, that thing clicks down, and this spot here allows you to get maximum cast ability. They're saying up to 20% better cast ability. Duke. So as you can see, when you engage, it goes back, and you're left with the normal size hold to put your line back on. But as soon as you click down, this drops down, and you have a lot more room for your line to get out there. So I'm throwing stuff underhand with this right now, and it's not as good, I would say, as a spinning reel for a lot of the underhand pitching that you do on a party boat, but I'm getting there, and I'm learning every day more and more using this rod and this reel. And my casts are going further and all that. It does take getting used to something before you can perfect it, but this thing has been an absolute beast. With this combo here, we already caught our personal best fluke. Picture of it here. There is no video of this fluke, which is terrible, but I can't film every single day that I work, because I work a lot. So a lot of the times I'll film like one day, not film the next. Sometimes I film a couple days in a row, but I do take days off here and there, and it just so happened to be a day where I didn't even have my cameras on the boat, and I caught a 9-pound beaut of a fluke. Beaut. And it's something I'll never forget. And this setup here handled it like a gem. We have 20-pound test braided line, and then I usually run that to 20-pound fluorocarbon for most of the applications that I use. If I'm going to do a bait rig, I'll probably kick it up to 40-pound leader. That's that. But this thing is a beast. The reel itself is all aluminum, along with the side plate here, all aluminum. This arm here can be extended or retracted to fit what best fits you. I haven't changed it at all, and it's working great. The grip on this thing, what the heck is it called? Called something fancy. EVA knob. is super comfortable, super smooth, and it also works great in wet conditions. It has 8 ball bearings in this SOB, but the thing about it that is excellent for saltwater anglers and all anglers in general is that the ball bearings in this are corrosion resistant, and it's also in a sealed chamber to block out, sand, salt, literally anything that can get in and mess with your gears. So, this reel is built to last. It's built for the salt, and you can also use it in the fresh water. So the big swim bait guys that love this reel, you can continue to use it. They also have the Tatula in a 300 and 400 series, and it's a little less expensive than this reel. So I can see some of the swim bait guys that don't do saltwater jumping over to that reel instead of this reel. But for somebody like me, this thing is exactly what I need. Dude. So we use a lot of Daiwa products on the boat. A lot of the people that join us out on the boat have Daiwa products. So I've used a multitude of different reels. Now, I know some of the people out there, when you use conventional reels, you do not like the low profile. You like the circular deal. I know Captain John is definitely way more into that style of a reel than this style. The large gear in the reel is a brass gear, and the other gear that's in here, the pinion gear, is made of stainless steel, and it is super heavy duty, and it's made to handle big lures. So whether you're throwing big swim baits, for bass, or you're out in the saltwater throwing big plugs and big baits, this thing is going to definitely do its work. Here you have the Mag Force, and that is your braking system. That is that goes from 0 to 20. In a lot of bait casters, you only have a 0 to 10 range, so this allows you to dial in a little bit more, just giving you a bigger range to choose from, and I do really enjoy that. And then obviously here, your tension knob. Star Drag. This reel is just one of the nicer looking reels I've seen out there. And that is that on this absolutely fantastic reel. Every day I rinse it down with fresh water as soon as we get back to the dock, even if I don't use it. I don't fish every day, so sometimes this just stays tucked up in the boat and I don't touch it. And I still, when we get back to the dock, I will rinse the reel and the rod, just because it's out and the saltness. So I am taking care of this reel a lot more than I've ever taken care of any other reel. It is definitely my baby. I've never splurged so much on a reel, but I figured with this incredible rod that was built by a really cool dude, I had to pair this thing up with something that worked well with it. And this is going to be an all-around setup. I mean, I can slow pitch jigs with this. We can have a lot of fun with this setup. We can use it to jig for tog. We could use it as a rig for tog. I wouldn't go, if the current is screaming and we're using over, I would say maybe 8 ounces, I probably would change the rod out. I can still use this reel, but obviously we have another setup for that if we have to get into heavier weights. But this thing is going to be an all-around beast for me. Really excited to see the catches we get on this setup, and we've already had a ton of fun with this thing. I was catching fish today, hammered a couple knotheads. The fluke fishing has been a little bit slow since the hurricane tropical storm deal. So hopefully that begins to pick up very, very shortly. Guys, if this Daiwa is something you're looking at, and you have the money to spend on it, and you're going to use it in both fresh and salt water, or just salt water, you know what I mean? This could possibly be the reel for you, you know. Do your research. I did mine. I put it in my hands and knew pretty much immediately that it was what I wanted. And I had the right-handed reel first. I got this at Snug Harbor, and I had the right-handed reel in my hands, and I was like, this thing is amazing. It was the 300 as well. But I like left-handed reels, and I actually had to wait like 3 or 4 weeks before this one came in. And now I've been using it for a few weeks, and I just, you know, obviously we're going to put this thing to the test. It's going to be used a lot. So in a year, we'll touch base and talk about how this thing has stood up to the test of grub. You know, because that's really, that's a huge test. Let's be honest. You know, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Quick Review Wednesday on Thursday. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and we have a great episode coming out tomorrow. Monday's episode, I believe, is the subscriber giveaway episode, so stay tuned. We will see you soon, and fish on!
Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday.